Hi everyone, my name is Dana. Welcome back to my dog YouTube channel. How's your day going? Mine is great. I got to meet a cat. Our people downstairs have two kittens and one of them got out into the breezeway. Gunner was delighted. The kitten did not like him though, but he just wanted to be friends, which was very good of him. So gentle, so good. Our cat didn't even notice because I had to bring the kitten upstairs. I had it in a nice little pet porter, so it was safe. And our cat didn't even notice that there was another kitten, which was good because he's not a big fan of other cats, but we have a shared breezeway and I was afraid that when they'd come home, they'd open the door and the kitten would escape. So I brought it into our house until they came home and it was really funny. It was very friendly. It liked to sit on my shoulder and just like rub its head on my face and purred super loud. It was very cute. But, so that's how my day went. And I'm allergic to cats. Even though we have a cat, I don't really pet him, but with this kitten, it was very needing emotional support. So if I'm losing my voice, or if I sneeze a lot, or if it looks like I've been crying for the past 12 hours, it's just because I'm allergic to cats. Actually, I'm gonna take a Claritin before anything. Hopefully that'll help. But anyways, today's video is about must-haves for a high-energy dog. And I'm not saying so much what you need to have, but this is what the dog needs to have. So, first on the list is high-energy dogs need a job. So when I say a job, everything that you do with them, you have to give them a purpose for why they're doing it. So even, telling your dog to go lay down, that's their job. It's to go lay down and they have to do their job. So you can teach your dog to have a really good off switch, even if it is a high-energy dog, because it's doing its job. You have to make it a job for them. Fetching, it's going to be fun, but they also they can't just go ooh doo 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 doo, because high energy dogs, you need to focus their energy or else they're just going to be a chaotic mess. It may not seem like it, but Gunner is a very high energy dog. But right now, I told him to go up, lay down, and now he's chilling. But if I were to use some of his favorite words, or if I were to, get him out of his relaxed state, then it would be party time, it would be time to go. But he understands and is able to differentiate between the two. They also need mental stimulation. So whether it be teaching your dog a new trick or using those treat dispensing puzzle toys or something, they need something to make them think. They can't just sit around and be lap dogs all day. They can do that sometimes, but then their needs aren't being fulfilled. So you have to think of ways to enrich them. It's gonna be especially difficult, like during the winter time. If it's a really bad snowstorm, it's just too cold outside, your dog can't really be outside. You have to think of things like that. I eventually would like to get a dog treadmill so that during the winter time he can still have mental stimulation, because it's not just running. They also have to think about what they're doing, keeping themselves in that place, and it's not like you're forcing them to run. They're thinking about it a lot. So that's a good way to meet their physical needs and mental needs. They also need to have fun. Most high energy dogs, having a job is fun to them. It's giving them purpose. It's giving them fulfillment. So make sure, you keep it fun. If your dog isn't sitting fast enough, don't go, sit down, or freak out because it didn't sit down when you told it to. Just go back into the training sessions, reintegrate and refresh how sit down works, and then go back to your day. And that is fulfilling the mental stimulation, that's fulfilling they're needing a job, and also you're keeping it fun. If you turn it into a thing where they have to be afraid of messing up, then it's not fun for them anymore. And even the most high energy dogs will shut down in scenarios where they think they're in trouble. Gunner still has that situation where if he messes up, he sits down and just shuts down, because his old owners would just beat him whenever he did something wrong, and then it takes a little bit of coaxing to get him back out of his shell and realize, oh, I'm not in trouble, this is still fun. So that's a great way to ruin a dog, is by just, freaking out at them. Obviously they need correction if they are doing something they're not supposed to, but there's a difference between, using a prong collar and going boop, or just beating them senseless. There's two totally different things. And, I think a normal person would be able to differentiate between the two. Last but not least, they need a way to release their energy. So A lot of people say, oh, your dog is destructive and crazy, take it for bike rides, and then you'll have a good dog. But all you're doing is tiring the dog out, giving it more endurance, and then, you know, from there it will just have more energy. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do things to get its energy out and to have it run. Like, there's nothing wrong with having an extremely fit dog with really good endurance. I take Gunner for bike rides as much as I can. Right now in the summertime it's a little difficult with the pavement being so warm, but I'd say at least half of the days of the week we're able to go for a bike ride, and we run he runs miles. And he goes and goes and still has energy to play fetch afterwards. And he's almost 8. He's very healthy. Building muscle for a dog is also good for their joints in the future once they get older, because they'll have more muscle to help out their joints. Gunner has had minimal joint problems since being able to go to the woods. When I was staying at the hotel, it was a little more rough for him because it was harder for me to get him to have his physical requirements met every day. But now he's a beast. He's a beefcake. So when you're getting their energy out, don't think of it as oh, now my dog will be good. You still have to do training, you still have to give it a job, you still have to make sure it has that off switch where you can tell it to go lay down and it'll just chill, and it needs to understand the difference between a fun time and a relaxed time. But if you never take it for runs because you're afraid of building its endurance and it being more of a challenge, then you're just avoiding the problem by not training it. And if you're not really willing to put in minimal training for a dog of high energy, then you should have gotten a pug or a golden retriever or something. You shouldn't have gotten a high energy dog to begin with. But also, you're not fulfilling the dog's needs because they have all this energy with nowhere to go. Even if they are being well behaved and laying down, they aren't going to be their happiest because they're not getting those needs met. So, all dogs are different, but these are just the general vague things, well, not vague, just the loose net of what high energy dogs need to have their requirements met. And I'm basing this off of Gunner especially because he's a very high energy dog. But like I said, all dogs are a little different. Some of them, kind of crave the energy release more than the job. Some of them crave the job more than the needing to have fun. All of them, they have a different order of what their needs are. But if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And please consider subscribing and liking this video if you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one.